Hi there, this is a CBS2 News Update. I'm Chris Wragge, and here's what's happening in the news. First, we're now hearing from the father of one of the little girls who were attacked on Long Island. Nassau County police say two men assaulted two 8-year-old girls while they were playing in a backyard on Maple Place in Mineola yesterday afternoon. Detectives say the men started chasing them around the yard. One of the men allegedly knocked one of the girls down and hit her in the face. The father did not want to be identified, but here's what he had to say.
My brother and I, we spoke to them, be like, you did the right thing, always scream, I mean, they're all scared, like my daughter doesn't want to go to school today, but I don't want to change routine because staying in routine is the way to go.
Now, both men fled after one of the girls screamed, one in a dark car, the other on foot. The second girl was unharmed. Teammates of a Long Island high school student killed in a freak accident last summer are seeking to file a lawsuit against their school district. In August of 2017, 16-year-old Joshua Mileto died when a huge 400-pound log slipped and hit him in the head. Football players were carrying the logs over their heads as part of a team drill at Sachem East High School in Farmingville. The teammates are asking a judge for permission to file a late claim in the case, claiming emotional harm. They'll have more to say at a news conference later today. How do you help struggling New York City taxi cab drivers? This morning, one idea is coming from an unlikely source. The CEO of Uber is suggesting a surcharge on both app-based rides and taxis, with the money going to help cabbies. CBS 2's Lisa Rosner has the story.
Yellow taxi drivers say they're struggling.
It's not easy, to support the family.
Now you have to work like a more hour instead of less hour.
After Uber and Lyft and Via, the business went down.
The value of a taxi medallion is also down. Its worth has fallen from as much as $1 million to $200,000, driving up debt for medallion owners. Some say the stress is pushing drivers over the edge. At least 5 have committed suicide since November. Most recently, Yumain Chow. His body was found in the East River last month. His family believes he jumped. Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi is suggesting the city impose a surcharge on all taxi rides, including app-based trips, and put that money to a hardship fund for struggling yellow cabbies.
I'd be fine paying a little bit extra. It wouldn't be fair to the riders.
No one from Uber would go on camera, but the CEO says they want to help. The New York Taxi Workers Alliance isn't buying it.
Workers aren't looking for a handout or hardship fund. They're looking to earn a livable income and protect their full-time jobs. That requires regulation.
The city has discussed limiting the amount of ride-sharing vehicles on the road, but nothing's passed. App-based drivers don't like the idea of a surcharge either.
5,000 app-based drivers in New York City are making less than minimum wage. We can't just help one group of workers.
The CEO won't put a number on the proposed surcharge, but says it's a fee that can increase over time. He says the city should decide. In Greenwich Village, Lisa Rosner, CBS 2 News.
We reached out to City Hall, but the mayor is not commenting on that surcharge suggestion at this point. But more cashless tolls are coming to the New York State Thruway by the end of the year. The high-tech equipment will be installed at 4 additional Thruway tolls at Harriman, Yonkers, New Rochelle, and Spring Valley. Now, if you don't have E-ZPass, cashless tolling reads your license plate and sends you a bill in the mail. A new controversial app called the Pill Club lets women place orders for birth control pills without even getting a prescription. Customers can buy various forms of birth control, and they don't have to see a doctor. They just fill out a questionnaire. Teenagers can even order through the app without a parent's permission. So far, the Pill Club only has a license to prescribe in New York, and some doctors warn of health risks.
Of course, our services never, ever, ever replace, your annual checkups, physicals, pap smears.
The idea that over the internet or through filling out a questionnaire, a doctor will be able to glean enough information to really find the right options for that patient so that they can choose which they want, I think is incorrect.
Dr. Schwartz warns birth control can lead to other conditions that can be detected during a doctor's visit. Now, the number of high school kids trying vaping has shot up tremendously. Now there is a community program in Westchester County trying to tackle that problem. CBS 2's Meg Oliver reports from Pleasantville.
How many of you think that vaping is bad for you?
Sandwiched between lunch and language arts, health educator Amy Rosenfeld has one period to hammer home the dangers of vaping.
They're not just water vapor. They contain at least 42 chemicals that we know so far.
This program by Northern Westchester Hospital is one of the first in the country to teach middle and high school students about e-cigarettes.
Are you hoping to scare them a little bit?
We definitely are hoping to scare them a little bit.
Amy and her team are finding many students don't realize that 99% of vaping products contain nicotine, which is detrimental for a developing brain.
They're a generation of guinea pigs. By using these devices, they could become a generation of addicts.
Many e-cigarettes come in a rainbow of flavors, making them popular among teens.
Gummy bear and mango.
Some are so small, students can easily hide them. 18-year-old Michael Maitland was so disturbed by the vaping trend at his high school, he recommended his local hospital address the problem.
Do you think a lot of them are addicted?
I think a lot of them are addicted. I mean, people have to leave class to go vape in school in the bathrooms.
Students say the lessons definitely left a lasting impression.
It made me shocked because the chemicals that was in it, and it is really surprising.
It never really occurred to me before that people were using us as the test generation to see what could happen to us in the long term.
A generation this program hopes to reach before they experiment. Meg Oliver, CBS News, Pleasantville, New York.
The program also conducts sessions for parents so they can learn about e-cigarettes. Well, the World Cup is coming back to the United States. The U.S., Mexico, and Canada will co-host the 2026 World Cup after beating out Morocco in the first public vote held by FIFA's member nations. The last time the U.S. hosted a World Cup was back in 1994. This year's tournament begins tomorrow in Russia. The U.S. did not qualify, so they're going to have to wait 4 more years. Okay, here's John Elliott now with your forecast. John?
Well, I'll tell you what, we have some changing weather, not World Cup weather. We've got almost like a backing things up. Feels like more of a May morning with some fog out there. We've got a little bit of light rain, too. It's a little on the cool side. 71. Winds are variable at 3. Numbers around the area. Yeah, it's definitely cooler in the Hudson Valley, even out on Babylon through the Hamptons. Dew points are way up, so it's muggy. Lots of available moisture, so you have that. Added instability. Numbers are close to what you'd expect this time of the year. But yeah, the ingredients there for some rain. Heavier rain right now out through the Twin Forks, scattered showers through the Hudson Valley, and we have this next batch pushing through. The front is still well north and west, basically pushing through Ontario. So that leaves the chance for thunderstorms in the mix late today and tonight. Then it warms up tomorrow, but there's less humidity, so it feels good. Chris?
Okay, John, thanks so much. That is your CBS2 News Update. Thank you so much for joining us.